Hello, Johnny. How are you?
Great, great. I'm doing good. Yeah, fine question. I mean, I feel like every health album is kind of the same, and we're just kind of keep adding to it and trying to achieve the same thing and getting closer. And so much of this record was really written in response to playing these huge festivals and huge shows, and especially playing all these metal festivals where we're sandwiched in between all these extreme metal bands. We're like, all right, we need to have faster music. We need bigger hooks. We need it to be heavier to do what we're doing, but to connect with more of these people in these areas. So, and I guess all the albums, all our music will just continue grinding at this same idea, and get better at it.
Sure. Well, looking back from Volume 4 to Road Wars and now to this new album, how would you describe the true arc of your sonic and thematic evolution? What elements have you consciously left behind, and which one have you rediscovered?
Yeah, I think over time it's all kind of the similar idea, but we just keep adding, adding more to the language. However, more and more we've left our atonal side. We've gotten rid of, and we've gotten more and more melodic. More, we want people to like us, and taking those ideas and gotten more and more streamlined and better at this. And so even with this album, Conflict, we really intentionally, because we saw it as a disc two to Rat Wars, really pushed away from even doing. We left one interlude on there, but not even having too many interludes like song, 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 but only in the best way. You don't want an album to feel like a collection of singles. You want an album to feel like an album, but really having a banger aesthetic, you'd say.
So this new material navigates raw emotions, anger, fear, sadness, loss,
Mhm.
yet channels a kind of high energy, almost hedonistic momentum.
Mhm.
How do you balance the tension between darkness and joy and exhilaration without diluting either?
Yeah, it's just kind of I don't. They're not mutually exclusive. If you're partying a lot, you might be on the verge of death, or you feel like you are. But also, I think it's also like it's a mix of Jake and myself kind of coming together, where Jake writes all the lyrics and he's singing, and he has a very depressed worldview, is very existential dread, and my desire, I just really want us to have this very intense and energetic music, and it kind of comes together in this strange juxtaposition of a sad, fun song, a fun song that's depressing.
But Johnny, health, your work as health has always carried a strong visual and conceptual identity. For Conflict DLC, how influential was the creation of an aesthetic universe? Was there a guiding image, feeling, or concept that was shaped the music from the beginning?
Yeah, so it's a continuation of Rat Wars. So this sort of sound in this era of health, and it's not a real concept album, very loose, but there is a kind of a through line with some musical stuff and Easter eggs, sonic Easter eggs, and but it's a light concept album. There's no like protagonist, or I guess the protagonist would be the listener, but it's not like Lamb Lies Down on Broadway or something or The Wall. It's very light on the concept. But yeah, there is a unified aesthetic and kind of overall vision for this for sure.
Well, as you mentioned, you are working with this similar sonic palette as your previous records, what
hmm
was. Well, you're trying to make this one stand apart. What were the biggest production challenges in keeping continuity while still pushing yourselves into this new creative territory?
So, it's kind of the same mindset of where we are, but we did have made some big changes on this record. This record actually is quite different than the previous, is that, we worked with Drew Folk, who's Wizard Blood, who did Knock Loose. We heard the Knock Loose record. We're like, get that guy on the phone. And there is a metalcore and modern metal influence on these new songs. That's definitely something new. And we have changed some of the production and obviously changed the songwriting with it. Everything is much faster.
Well, this could be a bit cliche, but industrial and electronic music today are merging with metal, with pop and
hmm
avant-garde. Do you feel health still fits within a specific genre, or do you prefer existing in this space where labels no longer accurately capture what you do?
We like the labels, so we never had a genre before. So I am very eager to tell everyone we are industrial or industrial metal. So I like a genre. We like to say neo-industrial because obviously we don't sound like Skinny Puppy, but close enough. We use very modern tools. But so I like saying industrial. It's nice. It's easier to have a genre, I think.
Jenny,
Yep.
You're coming back to Mexico, and Mexico has always responded intensely to your live shows.
Hmm.
For this new chapter of the band, what do you expect from Mexican audiences, and what do you feel the local scene has contributed to the energy and evolution of your performances?
Yeah, we really love Mexico. We love the energy. We've been dying to come back, really, really dying to come back. So we're excited, and we feel we haven't really been to Mexico in this newest version of the band, really. We are always influenced by our crowds and the energy and what people are responding to. So we definitely expect to be influenced by this, especially if we can be coming back and do our own headline tour in Mexico, Latin America would be amazing.
Well, joining Percival, this tour brings together very different musical worlds.
Hmm.
What appealed to you about this combination? How are you shaping your set to connect immediately, even with
So
listeners who might not are seeing you for the first time?
yeah, so I know most people have will not know who we are, but Pierce the Veil is such a phenomenon, and their fans are so young. When fans are young and excited, it's amazing, and they're very open to new music. So, and also our music could not be more different. So there's really no way to tailor the set to to the crowd. But the shows have been great, and we know they'll be great because they're young, excited fans, and there's nothing better, in music. That's what music is about. It's for the kids. It's a young man's game. But so the shows will be great, especially in Mexico. Be super great.
Great. Are you planning any adjustments on the narrative flow of your shows to create this immediately emotional impact for both longtime fans or the newcomers?
So we on the U.S. part of the Pierceville tour, we played shorter because we're trying to get out of the way. But it's so hard for us to come to Latin America, and for a lot of people in Mexico, this is their only way to see us. So we're gonna play the full time to make sure they get their their show in. I think we'll just do a good mix of new songs, old songs, and exciting songs. We'll do our best.
Collaboration has always been central for health and identity. Does Conflict DLC represent a more introspective or era focused on the core trio?
Yeah, I mean, guess no. I mean, we're still no. We have collaborators all the time. There's collaborators whose names aren't on the marquee. We're working with producers, mixers. Uh, we have guest musicians all over the record. We are just good at collaborating, and we're gonna do another collaboration record, and we're doing remixes right now. So collaboration is just part of the game for us, for sure. I'm Johnny Health from Health, and you're watching Summa Inferno.